Okay, well, this is more solving equation stuff. I'm finding out what the x variable equals, just like yesterday. So again, I want to go by my thing. I want to circle my equals and drop it. Okay. I want to make sure my x's have numbers in front. And then I want to make sure that 8's plus negative. Now this one doesn't have parentheses. Some of these do, but none on here do. Okay, now like terms boxes. That means I box my x's and we have a couple of them. So yesterday that meant I just added them together, but not today. And the reason why it doesn't today is because if I look at my equals, that's on one side, that's on the other. So you can't just add 3 and negative 2 and put a 1x. Okay? Here's what you do. You have to do what's called balancing the equation. So I'm going to pick one of my x's. It doesn't matter which one. I always kind of like to pick, if there's a negative, I like to pick the negative. That's a negative 2x, so I'm going to wipe this out completely by adding 2x, and negative 2 plus 2 is 0, so that'll just cancel. But now I got to go to the other side, plus 2x, and I would do it with the 3x. Okay, so I added 2x there to get rid of it, get it out of that side, and then it comes over here. So over here I've got 5x, I've got a plus 2, and then equals, and then I've got negative 8. Now I do another box, and now I look to get rid of that number outside, which is a 2. It's positive, so we subtract 2. So I drop the equals, and we have 5 times x on that side. And then negative 8 minus 2 is negative 10. So 5 times what number is negative 10? Well, I can find that if I divide both sides of my equation by 5. So negative 10 divided by 5 is negative 2. Okay, next one. 15x plus 22 equals negative 7x plus 18. So I'm trying to find what my x is going to be equal to. And again, my x's both have numbers connected, so I'm actually okay there. Okay there. I don't have any minus signs, okay, so I don't have any parentheses, so I just go right to my boxes. Okay, now they're like terms, but here's my equals. We got to drop that. They're on opposite sides. So let's again pick the negative one, the negative 7x, and let's just add 7x, because that gets rid of that. And then I got to come over here and add 7x, but I do it to the x number because it can only go with the x number. So 15 plus 7 is 22x, and then we have the regular 22, and then we have the 18. Okay, so again, equals drop. Now let's do another box because now we got to get the 22 over. You don't divide till the very end, till you have just one number on each side of the equation. Okay, that's 0. And 18 minus 22 is negative 4. So I have 22x. Well, this one's a little weird. 22 times what number is negative 4? I don't know. So I divide, and I divide, and that will indeed tell me what x is equal to. So negative 4 divided by 22, negative 0.18 repeating. That's kind of weird. Okay, you notice how I didn't freak out when I got that decimal? No, I just kept on rolling. Okay, next one, negative x minus 11 equals 2x plus 4, finding what x equals. Okay, first I circle the equals and drop it. Do I have any, that would need a 1 in front, and that already has a 2, so we're good there. Then any minus signs need to become plus negative, so I know that that 11's negative when it comes time to deal with it. Okay, then I box my x's, and again, adding's not going to work. You have to balance because they're on different sides. So I'll pick the negative, and I'll get rid of it, so plus 1x. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0, so I can just cross that out. And I come to the other side and add 1x. Well, over here we just have the negative 11. And then 2 plus 1 is 3x, and then plus 4. Okay, now I do another box because we have a number outside the x, a 4. not an 11 either. You got to operate on the correct side of the equation, on the equation where the x is at, okay? Here's my equation. The x is over here. I don't care about that. I just care about the 4. So I take 4 away. That's 0. And I take 4 away there. So negative 11 minus 4 is negative 15. Use your calculator on that if you don't know it. And over here we got 3 times x. So 3 times x is negative 15. So to find what x is, we'll just divide by 3. Okay, so x is negative 5. Negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5. Okay, next one. Now this one's kind of an interesting one here. I have an equals. I drop it down. I don't need any 1s because that is a 3. That is a 3. I do not need any minuses. Okay, so I box my x's up. And again, they're on opposite sides, so I got to do the balancing, not adding. Okay. Well, the thing is, you have the exact same number. The exact same number, the exact same sign. So if I have the exact same number with the exact same sign, I can get rid of both of them right now. Now you're like, well, what's the answer? Well, here's what we do. You ask yourself, is 7 equal to 14? Okay, is 7 equal to 14? No, it's not. So since that's not true, there's no solution to that equation. Okay, no solution to it. Okay, next example. Negative 2 times 2x minus 4 equals negative 4 times negative x plus 2. Okay, so I drop my equals. I got a lot of stuff I'm going to have to do here. I got to make sure my x's have numbers in front, and they do. And any minuses, that's not a minus, that's a negative. That's needs to be a negative. That's already a negative, and that's already a negative because it's first in the parentheses and first in here. Okay, so this one, before I do the boxing, I need to get rid of these parentheses. You cannot box stuff in a parentheses. That's just not going to work. Okay, so I come over the top here. So that's going to be negative 2 times 2x and negative 2 times negative 4. So it's going to be negative 4x, and that's going to be 8. Okay, so it's negative 4x plus 8, and I bring that to this side. So negative 4x plus 8. And then get rid of this garbage, okay, and you don't have anything else there. Okay, now let's go over here, because I have to do the same thing, because with parentheses. So negative 4 times negative 1x, and then negative 4 multiplied by 2. So that gives me positive 4x, actually, because a negative times a negative is a positive, and then that's going to be negative 8. So 4x plus negative 8, and that comes over here. Now, you box these up, and they're on opposite sides, so you got to do the balancing. But you can't cross them off because that's a 4 and that's a negative 4. They ain't the same, okay? So let's pick our negative 4 and add it. So then that gets rid of it there. And then add it to that. So I've got 8, 4x plus 4x is 8x, and then the negative 8. Okay, 8s are wild here. Now I do another box, and the negative 8, let's add 8, and let's add 8 over here. So 8 plus 8 is 16, and we got 8 times x. So 8 times x is 16, so I divide by 8, and I get 2. Okay, x equals 2. Okay, next one, 0.75 times 1x plus 16 equals 4 plus 0.75x. Okay, so here's my equals. I drop it just like I was doing yesterday. We already have I already put the 1. I kind of went out of order with my steps. And I really don't have any minus signs, so we go with the parentheses rainbows. Okay, so 0.75 multiplied by 1x, and then 0.75 multiplied by 16. So that's going to be 0.75x, and 0.75 times 16 is going to be 12. So over here you got 0.75x plus 12. Okay, so get rid of that stuff. There's nothing else over there, okay? Because you're a person that gets confused by seeing numbers like just all over the place. You're smart if you cross out the parentheses and the number that was in front of it. And over here we got 4 plus 0.75x. Okay. So, again, we box the x's up. Again, they're on opposite sides, so we're going to do the balance. But you see, I don't need to because they're the same number with the same letter. Same letter, same number, same sign. They're both positive, so you can get rid of both of those. Okay, now is 12 equal to 4? Is 12 equal to 4? No, it's not. Okay, so x is no solution. Okay, now if it is, let's say for example, just pause, hold that thought a second. Now let me just come over here. Let's say I get like, just watch this, you don't need to write it down. So obviously they're on opposite sides, but since they're the same thing, I cross them out. Now what if you get the same number? Because you see, is 8 equal to 8? Well, yeah, it is. So on that one, x is all solutions. That means any number you put into the equation will make this side equal to this side. Okay, it could be 1, 1,000,000, 1,000, whatever. Any number is going to make those two sides equal. No solution means there's no number that exists that can make those sides equal. Okay, so anyway, let's go do the last two. Okay, here's the equals. Make sure you're dropping that. Ones, nope, I don't need them. I got a 5x and a 3x. I don't need the 1. You don't box yet, okay? Any minuses? Nope. Okay, so how about the parentheses? Before we box, you got to get rid of the parentheses. So negative, or rainbow, sorry, okay? So I'm going to take negative 1 times 5x and negative 1 times 6. So it's negative 5x, and that's negative 6. Okay, so negative 5x plus negative 6, that's over here. Cross those out, and the number outside. And over here, 2 times 3x and 2 times 8, and that's 6x, and that's 16. Okay, and that's over here, 6x plus 16. Okay, well, let's continue. Let's box them now. Now again, they're on opposite sides, so I'm going to put BAL for balance. That means pick one. Pick that one. If I have a negative, I kind of like to get rid of that. Okay. Then plus 5x. Okay. Now you get 11x here plus 16, and over here you have your negative 6. Box again, and then you look for the number outside and get rid of it. So minus 16, minus 16. So I have 11 times x over here, and negative 6 minus 16 is negative 22. Use your calculator for that. Then we'll divide by 11, and negative 2 equals x. So the answer is negative 2, because those go away. Okay, last one here. This one's weird, okay, and you'll see why here in a second. Here's the equals, drop it. You need a 1 right there, okay, and a minus with the 6. Okay, now there's no parentheses, so I can go straight to my boxes. But here's the thing, I have 3 boxes. I've got a positive 3x, a positive 2x, and a 1x. What do? I mean, you got 2 of them on the same side and then 1 here. Well, what I'm going to end up doing is the 2 that are on the same side, I just add them. Okay, I'm just going to take 3x plus 2x. I don't balance with these 2. I just add them. That's 5x. So 5x. And then we do have the negative 6. And then over here we got negative 2 plus 1x. Now we're going to box again because I still got 2x's. Now we do the balancing. Okay. Now you're like, well, they're both positive. Okay, well, pick the smaller positive. How about the 1, the positive 1, okay? So that's positive 1. If it's positive, we'll need to subtract 1x, because 1x minus 1x is 0. And right there, okay? So drop it. 4x plus negative 6 equals negative 2. Okay, so I keep boxing that. Remember, I keep boxing until I end up with just this and then some other number on the other side. Okay, I don't really stop the boxing until there are just two numbers. Okay, so I've got 4x. Negative 2 plus 6 is 4. 4 times what's 4? We'll divide. That's 1. Okay, that's really all I have to say. I hope it's been informative. And remember, if your x's, you box them up. If they're on opposite sides, you don't just add them. You do your balancing. You either add or subtract on one side, and then you do that same thing on the other.